Hello random person, welcome to the 7th installment of my Kerbal Space Program Let's Play series. Okay, we're going to continue from last episode. So if you remember, we were trying to rescue some Kerbal, I cannot remember his name, and he's orbiting higher than the moon, which is very high up. No, sorry, I always do that, select the wrong one. So yeah, we need to rescue him. Well, I asked you guys to be vocal in the comments last episode, and good job, Yuzochi. You were very, very vocal. If anyone else reads those comments that he posted, they seem very mean, but he's a pretty nice guy, actually. That's just how he talks to people. It's really funny. Oh no, my cat's meowing about something. I don't know what's on her nerves. I don't really care right now, as long as she doesn't disturb the video. That would really stink. Yeah, that's another thing. When you're making these maneuver nodes, if you scroll on them, it moves them. So anyways, we need to get closer. If you remember from last episode, we did a maneuver, but it just didn't turn out well. So that will hopefully help some. And if we do that, no, we want the opposite of that. Okay. Sorry, this is hard. Okay. It's not a terrible maneuver. That's good. That will get us very close. You can see how our orbit's being affected just by us turning. And that's another weird thing with Kerbal. I don't think it works like that in real life. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Okay, this is a very short burn. And yeah, we're 11 minutes away, but it doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, I'll time accelerate up to it. This is going to be a very short burn. I will burn at minimum throttle, because we don't want to, and it's okay if we miss it slightly. So we're just going to keep going until that separation keeps decreasing, and we'll kill it at the last second. Like that. Okay. That should get us very close. Alright. So I think that's everything. I'm going to now hold function, and then press the F5 button, and that will quick save. And I probably won't make a mistake, but that's just in case. Okay, so that's who we're docking with. And that's the moon's orbit. So you can see how high up we're going. And you can see we're not doing great on fuel. But we do have a second stage that hasn't even been touched yet. So I think we'll be alright. Okay, I brought science instruments along so we can do experiments way up there. So I think that'll be good. Okay. And as we get higher, we slow down. And he catches up with us. Because the higher you are in an orbit, the slower you're going relative to a lower orbit. And I've probably said that before, but that is just so important to remember. He's now been in space 1 day, 4 hours. Yeah, Jeb. There's Jebediah. I think he was frowning for a second there. I wonder why. Here, I'll make him happy. I'll transfer him to a better view. Yeah, he's happy now. He can see things. Yeah, we can put the hitchhiker in the boring one. Jebediah needs to see, so that he doesn't murder everyone on board. So you can see as we slow down, he's catching up quite quickly. And also, we're in a pretty... Okay. So now, we need to switch to target mode. And we need to cancel all our velocity relative to him. So we're going to burn right along here. And you can see that that's our prograde, pretty much. Now, this prograde... I'm so sorry. This is retrograde. That's very important. Retrograde. That's backwards. And as we're going backwards, it will be repelled away from us. So if we're here, it'll be pushed this way. If we're down here, it'll be pushed that way. And that is very important. Now this marker matches with the retrograde. It should look like a 6-sided star. You can see there's 6 little lines. You want those ones lined up. That means you're headed towards it. So we're going to point at it, and we're going to try to push it as close to the pink as possible. So we're going to go slightly to the side, and we're going to begin burning. and we need to cancel out all that velocity relative to the target. So we're just going to keep pushing it away from us and onto that pink marker. Once we've got it lined up pretty well, we'll just keep it straight on there. And you can see this is pushing our app-waps up, and it's pushing our peri-apps up as well. And we are gaining speed. So we're going to keep pushing it. And you can do this on a smaller orbit too. You can see our separation is falling, and there's that weird bug. Okay. Oh. We do not want to do that. See that? We'd hit the moon, and we'd go into that strange orbit. We don't want that. So we're going to keep burning. And now we'd be flung into interstellar space. Interplanetary space if we didn't do anything. There we go. 50 meters of separation. 50 kilometers. That's very good. So I think we're going to time accelerate up to there. Get a little bit closer. He's going to keep catching up. Okay. Now we're going to push this even more. We need to cancel out all of our velocity relative to the target. We just have 100 meters per second to go. We need to get this as close to 0 as possible with this retrograde marker still on it. Okay, you can see we are going to get 10 kilometers away. It might increase the distance, but that's okay. We can keep trimming it down. It's getting pretty nitpicky here. Okay, so that's very close. It's actually kind of scary how close we're going to be getting. So we are pointing exactly away from him. Why is his marker not showing up? Okay, it's set as target. We are going this way, so he should be directly behind us. I don't know. How far are we? We're still pretty far away, but we're getting closer. Wait, how close is he? Oh wow, he might be loaded in. He's just a few kilometers away from us, about 100. And we're going to keep going retrograde until we get this number close to 0. We're going to keep keeping that thing centered. You can see that's getting pushed away. So we're just going to let it drift in now because we don't want to get too far away from him. Okay, how close is he now? What's his name? Wenry. That's a weird name. Wenry. Okay, he's 46 kilometers away. There he is. Okay. So I'm going to just do that a little bit. You can see that nice exhaust. I love it. Alright, we're going to keep pushing that right onto there. Good. We've got it just about perfect. Now we don't have RCS. RCS is very handy here, but we've got to settle without it. And we still surprisingly have a lot of fuel. And you can see we are now almost in the exact orbit as him, but not quite. We need to get to that closest point, which is very close together. Now that we're so close to him and still have plenty of fuel, I'm going to quick save again. That's very important to quick save often, because if you don't, there's a good chance you'll die. Alright, but even from Yuzochi, even though they were mean comments, he was joking, of course, because that's what he does. I love getting all that feedback. He let me know that I had titled the episode 4. Don't know why I did that. Don't know why I titled it episode 4. I meant to title it 6. I did in the description. So I was able to fix that because he was vocal. So please do things like that for me. Also, I have a tough decision to make. I don't have a job, so I don't make a ton of money. I don't have very much. So there's this game that I want to buy, but I'm not sure if I should. So I want to know if you guys would like a series on it. It's called Planet Base. It's becoming quite popular. It's where you land on a planet and try not to die. And it's very hard, I hear. So I was wondering if that would interest any of you. If so, please tell me, because it's on sale, but only till tomorrow. So if you want me to buy it and do a series on it, please tell me. If that does not interest you, please tell me. And because I don't want to waste my money. I don't have a whole lot. Okay, and the reason we're quick saving a lot is there's a good chance we will smash into him. That sounds crazy, but it is quite possible. You can see we're getting quite close to him now. We're just going to go at 10 times normal speed. We're just 600, 500, 400 meters away. We're getting very, very close. We can actually see it now. Okay, we need to cancel out that velocity more. Okay. So we need to flip around because we need to go towards him. Oh, no, wrong button. Here's a cheat. Time accelerate. It will cancel out all of your rotational velocity. Okay, we're going to keep pushing towards him. So when you're going towards him, you use the prograde vector, and it chases you. It's the opposite of the retrograde. That is incredibly important. Why did that happen? That's weird. Okay, that's why. Ooh. See, it's difficult without RCS. We have to turn and use the main engines. Okay, he's very close. So I'm just going to be very gentle. Okay, we're going to keep drifting closer, but I'm going to switch to him now, and I'm going to quick save again. Function F5. We're going to roll this. Well, no, we've actually got the spacecraft. And we're going to use the bracket key to switch to him. Here he is. He has no electricity or electric charge. Oh, Wenry is a female. Did not know that. Sorry. Wenry sounded like a male name. Oh. Okay. I'm going to let go now, press the RCS button, and get out of here. Because that capsule is going to bump into the spacecraft, I think. I'm going to use the shift key to go up, control key to go down, and W to go forward, and S to go backwards, and A and D to go left and right. And whichever way you're pointing, that's where it orients itself. So, you don't want to move the camera too much. I hit control to boost downwards. And you want to try, it's like on an axis up and down, so there's not really an up and down in space, but there is here. Look, there goes the capsule. We're going to leave it here, we don't want it. Oh, F to grab. We need to hold on. And we're going to switch. Okay. We need to transfer him to there. Now we're going to switch back to her. And then board. Because Jebediah was in that cockpit. I had forgotten that. Alright, they're both on board. We got Wenry as a Kerbal. So we can now use her as an astronaut. And we got some money. That's good. Alright, we're going to get rid of target view. Because we don't care about that anymore. Alright, guess what, Yuzochi? We overdid it again. So, to get more money, I'm going to go to the Space Center and see if we can get a contract to do a flyby of Minmus. We've got the fuel, we might as well go. Because why not? We'll just do a flyby and then we'll come back. Oh no, I hit the spaceplane hangar. I thought my mouse was on the mission control. We'll get out of there. Okay. And if we fly by Minmus, we'll get a ton of science value. He's so loud. How high is that orbit? That's still pretty high for an orbit. Science data from space around Kerbal. We can do that. What's that? They want a satellite in a polar orbit of Kerbal. It's pretty high up. And I don't know if I want to do that right now, because we want very high-powered antenna before we start doing satellite surveys. And I don't think we have quite enough power in our antennas. Anyways, no contract for a flyby, so I'll go back to the Saturn 1 and do things. Okay, there's Wenry's wreckage again. I need to change that. I'm going to unset it as target. Unset target. There we go. Now it's just floating away. Alright, we're going to see where Minmus is. Now, we're not on the same plane as Minmus. You can see we have different inclinations. So we're going to set Minmus as target. It's pretty similar to Rendezvous. can see we have it there. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a maneuver, and we're going to use these things until we get it just right. What we want is for it to be at 90 degrees from this, because that's as perfect as we can possibly get it. Okay. I meant to hit the little arrow thing to get our nav ball. Alright. So that's 4 days away. They can spend some time in space. And we can go back and check for contracts again after we time accelerate over here. Alright, we're going to point towards the burn. And we're so high up that it doesn't matter that we're 48 minutes away. We can do it now. So we're just going to start burning. Alright, we don't need the maneuver anymore. We'll just watch. We know we're going to point towards the purple thing. This purple one. There's 2 purple ones. Yeah, we've got plenty of fuel for this. Okay, we didn't do perfectly, but it's adequate. We might even be able to land on Minmus. We might as well. So Minmus is slow, so we'll do a burn right about here to go out to it. Okay, not quite. So we need to do it... Okay, so it's different. It's interesting. There we go. We've got a nice periaps around Minmus. No. How's that? That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to check the Space Center again, because we want the maximum amount of money for this mission, and because we overdid it so much, we can afford to go to Minmus. And even though we don't have landing legs, if we touch down gently enough, we'll be good. So, ferry to tourists, no. None of these. Wait, what do we have active? Orbit the moon, no. Science data from space around Kerbal, we need to do that now. Plant flag on moon, rescue him, science data from space around moon. So all these people want us to go to the moon, but we're going to go to Minmus first. Whatever. We won't make money off of it, but we'll make science. So we'll take the Saturn 1, we will fly it. And now we're going to take one scientific thing. So no, we accidentally clicked on the solar panel, so we're going to do a crew report and keep that data. Alright, so we're now going to time accelerate to our burn, which is 6 days away. They're going to be in space a long time. We can check our contracts again. Okay, we're now going to point towards it, and then push ourselves up to Minmus. Because we're so high up and going so slowly, and these changes don't count as very much, so it takes very little fuel to do what we're doing. You can see we're just at 1/3 thrust and we're barely using fuel. I think we will be able to land on Minmus today, assuming this episode's not too long. Okay. Alright. We'll do a course correction here. And we will bring them around perfectly. There. Not available, or not a number. That's great. And then we're going to use the blue things, I think. No, not the blue things. Try to get us a good... We want a good encounter. No, not like that. Like that, maybe? No. Okay, we're just going to reset that. Yeah, sorry. It's delicate. Maybe that will put us on a good course, I don't know. This is a tiny burn. In fact, because we're going so fine-tuned, I'm going to actually disable these engines. We're going to shut down that one, that one, that one, and that one. Then we're going to activate the middle one. Not jettison. I don't know what the jettison button is, but we don't want to press that. I'm going to give it a thrust limiter, a very low. That way we'll be more fine-tuned in our maneuvers. See how fast Deesa's pod's going around Kerbal. That's because we're time accelerating so quickly. And by the way, I double-clicked on Minmus to focus view on it. Am I doing it? Yeah. We're doing things okay. Just go away. So we want it to go a little bit faster. Okay, I don't know. We're gonna try to push that up, I think. So you just have to fiddle with maneuver nodes a lot. You can see that Minmus is going to be there. We just want it to be perfect. No, not that direction. We want to go that direction. Then up. Does that do anything? It's kind of like rendezvousing, because Minmus's gravity is so low that it's pretty much the same as a rendezvous. That doesn't change. That's odd. That's 0. So we'll see how close we get. Okay. Yeah, that's as I suspected. It's the game not being sure of what it wants. Okay, they've been 20 days in space. We're going to check our contracts again. We just want to make money if possible. And that's the strategy you need to play if you're playing this game. Okay, position a satellite, perform temperature scans. None of those we can do. Not right now. These are where they want us to put satellites, these spinning orbits. Yeah, no thanks. Okay. So we're going to keep on flying. I'm going to check my timer. I know this is kind of boring, but this is part of Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, we've still got time for the landing. Alright, we're going to continue. Yes, you can see that we've got something. Okay, we're going to quick save again, because if we time accelerate past our encounter with Minmus, bad things will happen. Okay, we are now in orbit, sort of. We are in Minmus's trajectory. Okay, so I'm going to use the nice blue one and the purple ones to get us perfectly lined up to get a nice low orbit around Minmus. That's pretty good. And we can do that burn whenever. And we can use that trick again to time accelerate to cancel out rotational velocity. Okay, I will now increase power. I'm going to check my electricity. We're good. Oh yes, I'm using that little maneuvering engine. I'm going to stop. I want to save its fuel. So we're going to give it full thrust, shut down engine. I think what we're going to do is use 2 engines at a time. I think that's good. So we're going to come down now. Yep. We want to get this very low. Keep going and then kill it. Alright. We're going to be 100 kilometers up. I'm going to get it closer because we can. 70, 60. And it does not take much fuel to land or get off of Minmus because it's so small. It has so little gravity. And Earth in real life does not have a second moon like Minmus, but Kerbal does. So, oh no. That's why we quick saved. So we're going to hold function then F9. I time accelerated past where I wanted to go. So I'm going to do something like this and warp here. They've been in orbit 26 days. Well, space. They're going to stop being in orbit pretty soon. Alright. Okay. Sorry, someone's texting me. He'll probably know who he is, because he watches my videos. Alright, we're going to reignite those engines. Now we're just using 2 at a time because we want to save some of that fuel for the landing. See how nice Minmus looks. It's quite nice. Landing on these lakes is a good idea. Okay, you can see we're in orbit. We burn backwards or retrograde to get into an orbit around a body. And you do that at the periaps. So I'm going to get this down to 30, the periaps. And then we'll trim it more from there. Okay, 31, 30. Okay. And we want to be on its day side, just because it's dark at night. This will be the first time they've been in night for a long time. 26 days in space is hard. So yeah, again, please tell me about that planet-based game if you would like to see gameplay on that, because I think you guys would enjoy it. Okay, if you see this little jut out here, I've landed here many, many times. I think I'm going to land maybe up here. That looks like a good spot. So I'm going to turn backwards when I'm about this far away from my landing spot. And by the way, we're in a 30-kilometer orbit. Well, about. It's not perfect, but it doesn't matter that much. And then we're going to go backwards, and that's going to bring down our periaps. It's exactly the same as landing on Kerbal, except we need to get this down to exactly where we want to land, or pretty close to it, because Minmus does not have an atmosphere to slow us down like parachutes. We need to use the engines to slow down. I'm going to try something. Okay, that's about where I want to be. So we're going to quick save again, just to be safe. And we're going to time slot. Now we have to come down very gently, otherwise bad things will happen. Oh, before we hit, I want to get a crew report. Good, the lake beds seem relatively flat. We could land there. Yeah. We're going to use our very nice camera orientation, middle click, observe the mystery goo as we're plummeting towards the surface. Same boring message. Sorry, my voice changed. I leaned in because I'm looking. Log temperature. Okay. Very boring messages. I miss when the science messages were fun. That's a more early game thing. When you get later in the game, science messages are boring. I'd also love a button that would revert you like to your original centered view, because that's near impossible. Now, as we're landing, I want to land in this relative area. We're going to go retrograde to cancel out our lateral velocity, but we want to keep coming down at the same spot, so that's where these blue ones are very helpful. And you can see it puts us burning upwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to burn that. Oh, the nice thing about landing on Minmus is we're not going to have too much space junk. We can just release these engines, and they'll explode on the surface. Okay, we're almost out of fuel on those. Keep on burning that. Okay. So we've just canceled out a lot of our velocity. So we're going to keep on gliding downwards. And what we're going to do here is another maneuver. We're going to cancel more velocity and pitch up more, because we want to just bring this arc straight down. That's our ultimate goal. So we're going to burn again, hopefully burning out these engines. Okay, good. Okay, we're not going to do this with the staging, because that would jettison our other engines. So what I'm going to do is right-click, decouple, and right-click, decouple. Wonderful. Alright, now I will re-enable these engines, activate engine, and activate engine. We can use the staging for the next one. Alright, and we will continue the burn on these two new engines. Now, even though this craft is very tall, it's okay, because Minmus's gravity being so low, and these lakes being so flat, we're fine. So we're going to pitch up like that, and slow down. We want to just keep killing speed. You can see we're getting that pretty close to straight down. We're going to save again, because this just starts to get dangerous. You can see how low we are now. I'm going to keep lowering that. I'm just going to try the mystery goo. Well, observe it, I want to see. So that's in space near Minmus. Okay, what's this one? Oh. Well. Never mind, I accidentally reset the experiment. That's fine. Whatever. Okay, we're gonna have to keep bringing that down. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna land kind of right here. Now, right about there, we're going to bring it out more, but then continue killing velocity. Okay, we actually want to go like that some. No, not like that. And we want to come straight down. Okay, so we'll do that in about 1 minute. Okay, that was our other stage hitting the ground. Okay, we'll bring this down. And once we land, we're probably going to end the episode after we do some science, because that's fun. You can see we're getting rid of our velocity quite quickly now. Now we don't have to really worry about Minmus spinning, because Minmus spins very slowly. Well, it's tiny. Okay, so if you can see we're going to hit the hill, so we're going to point straight up and just burn, and that will extend us outwards like that, and that's helpful. So we're going to kind of land right there. Alright, so I'm going to time accelerate down. Okay, we cannot time accelerate much more. Okay, you can see we now see rocks. You have to enable that in the settings to see rocks. You enable terrain scatter. I like seeing rocks. It's helpful. When you see rocks, it won't even let me time accelerate now. We'll have to use the physics time acceleration. I'm gonna keep pushing that out. Okay, map view is no longer helpful to us at this point. It's good to switch to surface mode. Okay. Oh, right. So, if you can't time accelerate, you hold Alt, then time accelerate. You can see we're drifting into the thing. Into the lake bed. Don't worry about, what's it called? I'm just going to check the radar altimeter. Okay, we are close. It's at just about 0. It's a little above 0, the surface of the lake bed's here, but it's fine. We're going to keep burning downwards. Yeah. Okay, new music. And now we're going to follow this retrograde vector all the way down. Now as you stop your engines, you start losing speed. Gaining speed. So we need to keep losing it by keep following this, and we'll keep the engines at a low thrust. And if we go slightly to the side, we can push it straight up. Okay, now we're going straight down. Now, I'm just checking our fuel. We might have to jettison these engines. How much fuel did we burn? Not much. Okay. Well, not much on the ascent stage. Well, now it's an ascent stage. Our center engine. I'm very glad we saved its fuel. Okay, we're just gonna slow down a little bit more. We've got to keep following that. Do not enable that. That helps you follow the retrograde vector, but when you come to a stop, it'll flip you upside down. I made the mistake of doing that once. Learned very quickly not to do that. We're just going to check his IVA view. Okay, we are 250 meters up. Well, 230 now. So we can trust this altimeter for once. Usually you can't trust it because it's above sea level. Okay, I'm going to give us one big boost. Alright, there we go. So those will drop. They probably won't be destroyed, but there might be a small explosion. We like explosions. Let's watch. Okay, I was wrong. There was quite a large explosion. They were going too quickly. Some parts of them survived, though. And you can see our shadow now. Oh, more explosions. Wonderful. And when our shadow meets us, we're on the surface. Now we need to come down very slow. I should have put landing legs on here, but that's fine. I'm going to need to leave the SAS on as we come. Once we're on the surface, we're going to need to leave the SAS on. Okay, 2 meters per second. We need to come down slow. I'm going to quick save right before we hit the surface. Okay, we want to come down gently. Okay, and we're down. We'll just cycle the SES a few times, and then we'll do our science stuff. So we'll observe materials bay. Materials processed. Okay, finally a new message. While the material samples are processed, you begin to turn your thoughts to how much Minmus looks like a mint desert, and have discovered that you are now hungry. So great. Kerbals love food. That's kind of a fundamental rule of them. You must love food to be a Kerbal. We're going to observe the mystery goo. And you observe the goo. How dull and dry. Log temperature. 40 science. Lots of science from this. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to take Jebediah out. Jebediah definitely gets first on this. He's going to take the data. He's also going to do an EVA report. Okay, I'm going to keep that. And he's going to board. Okay, then we're going to bring him out again. And that's important that we do that. Now, he can just use his jetpack. It's quite powerful. Come on, Jeb. No. He almost... We have to be careful with the jetpack. Because it's way powerful compared to Minmus's gravity. We're going to take the data from these experiments. Because we just don't want to risk losing it. No. Well, Jebediah's going to be the first to step foot on Minmus with his head. He's also the first Kerbal on Minmus. Well, I guess we'll leave them in there because I can't get it. Here, we'll try one more time. Jeb, you're such a fail at science stuff. Collect data. Remove data. Ah, I hit the S key. It's hard using a jetpack. No! Oh, crap. Okay, I'm gonna switch back. I think I accidentally reset it. Yeah, I did. That stinks. Okay, keep it. We need to leave... Oh. I'm glad I quick saved. Wenry is not a pilot. Our SAS was turned off, which is very bad, because there's a good chance... I'm gonna boost upwards. Oh, what is he doing? They have a roll key? I was not aware of that. He's so funny. We don't want to use up all this fuel. Okay, we're going to take a surface sample. Oh, we can't. Do an EV report. Okay. Yeah, look at that. And then we will... Okay. And plant a flag. Too bad we can't take a surface sample. We have to upgrade the R&D to do that. And there's our nice R&D flag, and it is in shadow. Wonderful. So we name the place First Landing, or we can. And it doesn't really need a plaque. And then you can press F, and this is funny. Look, he climbs on top of it. Oh, now he's stuck on his chin. That's pretty funny. Okay. He was walking through the air. Look what happens when they jump. It's crazy. Okay, so we're going to put Jebediah back in now. Wait, I want to pose for a picture. Because I need a screenshot for this episode. Okay, so I'm going to click F2 and F1. Or F3. Not F3. Okay, so we're good now. RCS on. And we're going to get back in. The other Kerbal can come out now. What are you doing, Jeb? It's wobbling a lot. You have to be quite good at these control keys. So the other Kerbal will get a turn next episode, I think. Okay, SAS on. Alright, so until next time, we will get Wenry out. She will do some things on the surface, maybe get us a little bit more science, but that will be next episode, and then we will return home. Yeah, alright. Please like, comment, subscribe. I want any and all suggestions in the comments. Please tell me if I should get that game. Tell me if you want a series on Planet Base. Look it up if you don't know what it is. Alright, bye.